on your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what good to say? I dabbled in stand-up for something. I haven't even disrespected you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. What's up, boys and girls? It's a Chrissie Mayr Podcast, back again. Hope you're listening to us on iTunes, where you can leave a lovely 4 or 5 star review. However many the most stars is, that's as many stars as I want you to leave. Thank you for checking us out. I am so excited to announce some stand-up comedy dates. I will be in Bridgeport, Connecticut this Thursday. My gosh, it's really coming up. Thursday, October 20th at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport. Then I'll be at the Comedians of the Compound show in Orlando. That's at the Orlando Improv. Thursday, October 27th. That's going to be me, Anthony Cumia, Gino Bisconti, Lila Hart, and Alex Stein, 99. Come check us out. It's the same weekend as the Orlando meetup for Geeks and Gamers and FNT. Then I got a weekend in Long Island, Friday, November 4th and Saturday, November 5th at the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore. Then we got the Compound Media Censored TV stand-up show in New York City on Thursday, November 10th. Venue to be announced the day of, but tickets are on sale now. They just like to keep the venue secret till the day of to keep it exciting, and so we don't get canceled. And then I'll be back in Jersey November 17th at the New Brunswick Stress Factory out there in Jersey. Then I got a weekend in California, Friday, February 24th, Saturday, February 25th at the Mic Drop Comedy Club in San Diego, California. First time back in Cali since the pandemic. Excited to go. Excited to see what's going on. But you know what I'm also very excited about is my sponsor for today. They're also, Copy My Crypto is also the proud sponsor of the Content House. Yeah, let's cue that music. Ooh. Guys, the recession is underway and fuel is through the roof. As we all know, food prices are insane and people have begun to lose their homes, but there's no reason to be scared because recessions are the easiest time to make money. What? Say what? Yes, take last year's recession. Those who invested in property and stocks more than doubled their money inside of 2 years, but no market rose like crypto, where people made 10, 50, even 100 times over the same period. That is what James McMahon did. On his Crypto with James YouTube channel, he told his 22,000 subscribers to invest in the same 26 coins that he did. Had you invested $100 into each one, you would have been in profit for more than 123 grand. His top pick of the year is a coin called Phantom, which went up a staggering 692 times. Remember, this is all public knowledge. You can go onto YouTube and verify this for yourself. James will be sharing every coin he buys during this recession on his Copy My Crypto membership site. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't have to know a thing about crypto. That would be me. You don't have to know anything about investing. That's also me. You just copy along what he does. You can get started today. It's that easy. To join the 2,800 members who copy James, go to copymycrypto.com/mayor. That's copymycrypto.com/MAYR. It's your call. You can thrive in this recession or be another victim. Go to the site and read every word now. Yeah. Copy my crypto. Right. They told me I couldn't rap. Not copy my crypto, just the people who listen to this podcast were like, please, Chrissie, please don't rap. Please stop. But you know who I am excited to rap with, and by rap I mean have a conversation with. It's been a while. I have not had him on in a minute, and you fans, you begged. You were like, please, please get this guy back on, and so here we are today. He is a video maker, a speaker, just one of my all-time favorite internet personas. Mr. Ramzpaul, welcome back to the show.
It is so great being here. And before we have the show, we get behind the scenes and we talk a little bit. And I found out that Chrissie is engaged. And congratulations, Chrissie. I hope I didn't
Thank
let
you,
that out of the
Rams.
bag.
You did
So,
not. It has been out of the bag for a couple months. Yes.
that's exciting. I'm excited for you. So, I always liked you. You know who you remind me of, who you look like.
Oh, okay. I hope it's somebody attractive.
She was.
Okay.
She's dead now, so she's probably not
All
attractive.
right.
But
Yeah,
when
she's
she was
probably
alive,
like
kind of
killing
like
it.
a Carol Burnett vibe. Did you ever get
Dude,
that?
somebody literally tweeted that today about me. That's so funny. Thank you. That's a huge compliment.
And Carol Burnett, she said her measurements were 37, 24, and 38, but not
Really?
necessarily in that order. So,
Okay. Okay.
but
God,
you look good. You look good. And
thank you.
I don't want your fiance to get mad at me because, and that's another thing that's really
He
cool
won't.
because
He's in the
Chrissie,
bathroom.
see, she's like important now. She doesn't like write me directly. She has like her staff write me, and
I
I'm
do
like,
not have a
wow,
staff.
you have people. I want people. I want to get big enough where I can have people, and I can say, Chrissie, get in touch with my people, and I'll get in touch
Oh
with
my
your people, and
God.
we'll do things. I don't have people. I have me. I have Sasha. She's kind of like a person.
She's
But
your people.
she
Yes.
is a people, and she does a good thing. She helps moderate my chat. She does a lot of things behind the scenes. So, God bless Sasha. But anyway, what's your fiance's name? Is it
Frank.
Frank? I didn't want to dox Frank, but I thought it was Frank. So,
Some people call him Filing Cabinet. Also, that's his other
well,
nickname.
say hi to Frank. And I've seen you after you were on my show. You've been into some funny stuff. One of the things I loved. I don't want to embarrass you. If you don't want to talk about it,
Go ahead.
just say I'm not going to talk about it. I thought it
Embarrassed
was hilarious when you had Ethan Ralph on and he just went off on you about that was classic. Classic.
There are nights, Rams, where I lie awake in bed and I try to think about what went wrong that day, and I still can't figure it out. Like, I don't know how we went from like 0 to 60 from being chill to him being like irate with me.
Yeah, all of a
over
sudden he's real chill and
nothing.
he's like, "Fuck you, bitch!" And I'm like, "Whoa, that
And I
escalated."
was like, I can't help but feel like we have a misunderstanding here, Ethan. And he just like he refused to have it be smoothed over. So
yeah, and
I don't know.
it was real though, right? It wasn't just entertainment.
I don't know. And no, I mean, like, if it was a beef, if it was like a wrestling beef, I'm certainly not in on the joke.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he just like I honestly think he just wanted to cause a scene, and like in his mind maybe it was more entertaining to like have a fight than have a cohesive conversation. I don't know. I can't think of a good because it's like my mom's dead too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Well,
not
yeah.
making fun of you and your dead mom.
No, I didn't think.
So
Yeah, I didn't. I could tell from an outsider. I'm like, no, Ethan, she's not making. She didn't know. She's just reading a super chat. It wasn't like he had this all planned to attack his mother that died or something.
no, are you kidding me? And it all came about because there was a super chat where somebody was talking about, I guess, him sending her out into the sun to go to dialysis, and I'm like, and I laughed because I'm like, oh wait, that didn't really happen, did it? Like, it just sounded funny to me, and then as it turned out, it was true. So. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I can't be up on everybody's lore all the time. Like, I can't.
Yeah, it was that whole drama.
Time to know everything.
It was that whole drama thing, I guess. Well, you were on. You have the Simpcast, right?
Mhm.
And then weren't you guys like making fun of him, and that got him mad too, or something like that?
He
I
was
don't.
mad, I think, maybe because we were talking about his fight in Portugal. Some of the other girls were like,
Oh,
making
yeah,
fun of him
yeah,
a little
That.
bit, but nothing crazy. Like, nothing someone with in the public eye can't handle.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
Do you like all that drama stuff? I guess it makes for good. I don't know. It makes for good entertainment, I
Well,
guess.
like,
But
but there's
it's kind of what can you do with it? And
right.
I know you.
Life is drama. There's drama everywhere. I always like to just figure out the motivation and the psychology behind, what sometimes feel like very strange reactions to things.
I know because I knew another drama you were in, but I won't bring it up because I don't want to bring that up. But yeah, I thought it was, it was kind of funny. So
Everybody's got some kind of drama.
we do. So I won't go
Mhm.
there. So now we'll get into the professional. We'll get into the professional show
I
here.
don't know how professional this show is going to be because
Well,
I
you're
mean,
the professional comedian, so
right.
let's do this.
Let's
And
talk about Biden. I know that you like to keep we all like to keep track of his foibles and his snafus and his gaffes, as they say. So here's one of the most recent things. So this was, I guess, I don't know, at a rally or something. Biden is grabbing this woman's hand and like refuses to let go. Like, and this woman really, she must be a real supporter or on someone's payroll. She does such a good job of holding us, keeping a straight face. So here, she's shaking Biden's hand. And then he caresses, like weirdly double punches her face, like slowly. But he's holding her hand. He's still holding onto her hand while he shakes other people's hands.
yeah, I thought they had to have a talk with him about this. Remember, he had that unfortunate thing where he likes to sniff children.
He's constantly sniffing. Why can't he sniff someone his own age?
Yeah.
Maybe he would know. He knows what that smells like.
Well, his daughter's diary said that she found it kind of awkward because he liked to shower with her.
Yeah, why is no one talking about that?
I couldn't imagine that. I don't know if that's a common thing, but I don't think that's something I don't know. Showering with your dad, is that something I just can't imagine that. So
No, I don't think that's a common thing.
yeah,
That's
and it's so weird because I think
creepy.
he's trying to be nice, but when he touches these kids, they always look like really so awkward. Like, what do you do? I have this creepy old man like touching me, it's just like I don't know. He's like that creepy old uncle you don't know, and he acts out, but everyone excuses him because it's just Joe Biden. It's not like he can think, but just imagine that we have the president of the United States, the most powerful position in the world, and we're like, well, he can't think. So what do you expect? He can't
What do you
really think.
think, Rams, are the is the I guess the domestic and global effects of having somebody like Biden in charge? Because I think the effect that it's had on people in our country is that they realize, oh, okay, if they didn't know before, now they know for certain, like, it is not just one person who runs things. Like, you have a team, there's, like, there's a team of handlers, there's people behind the scenes that are very much running the show, and the president is simply, and definitely in this case, just a figurehead, and other people are calling the shots and making the deals. So maybe that is something that people are really, like, coming to grips with. It's like, "Oh, okay, it's not him, it's part of this political machine. It's really just it's the party, it's the inner circle, it's the deep state, whatever you want to say. Like that's actually, making all the moves here."
Yeah, I think that's the thing. He has his handlers, and I don't know. Would you want handlers? I don't like the term there. Even if I had a lot of money, I wouldn't want handlers around. You know what I would like is an entourage. Is that how you pronounce it?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
like an
I like
entourage, a posse.
entourage. Yes.
You want to come into a place and roll deep, as they say.
Is that what
Like,
roll
yeah.
deep? I want to roll deep. See, I
Yeah,
don't
you
even
want to
know this
show
lingo.
up in a club, be like, I'm rolling deep,
And
which
here's my
means
posse,
yeah,
entourage. See, I don't speak
yeah,
French, so it's hard for me to or English very well. But
it's
yeah, I
okay.
mean, it is. It is just weird because I think everyone knows this. It's like they roll him out of bed, they pump him full of drugs, they tell him to read things, and then hopefully he won't go off script. But then even after he's done reading, he gets really confused and he starts shaking invisible people. Hands with invisible people.
Mhm.
What's up with that? Why would you stick out your hand when no one's there? And then he looks really confused. And then he starts to wander off the stage and they have to go get him. Yeah, there's going to be a silver alert soon with Joe Biden. It's going to be a sad situation. Well, he's almost 80, so I guess that's to be expected, but it is pretty pathetic. It's kind of funny in a way. And some of the stuff he says, I really don't even know what he's talking about. because it's just so. It's just. Did you hear? Here was a quote. I could actually send you this link,
Oh,
but
yes,
oh, okay. I'll send you this link. Can I do this in the secret chat box,
you
the
can.
private chat? See, I'm a
That's
boomer,
for
so be
It's for
careful.
links and dick pics and all the stuff that you don't want the regular chat to see. Okay, so here we go. I see this. Okay, this is a speech
No,
from
no, honestly, try to explain this to me. I have no
Okay.
idea what he's talking about, but Chrissy, you're younger. You may understand what he's
Maybe
saying
I
here.
can like be an interpreter.
This was
This
just, yeah,
is
this was yesterday, I believe.
this
Yeah.
was yesterday. This is from the Daily Caller. Let's see. I'm just gonna play it and maybe we
Yeah,
can
just go with
decipher.
it.
The right that I pushed hard and it finally got changed. The married couples in the privacy of their bedroom. Excuse me. I'm thinking about the Dobbs decision. Imagine. Well, I'll get to that in a second. The
Let's
right
hear
that
it
I
again.
pushed hard and it finally got changed. The married couples in the privacy of their bedroom. Excuse me. I'm thinking about the Dobbs decision. Imagine. Well, I'll get to that in a second.
Okay, what it sounds like is happening, it sounds like he is first trying to take credit for gay marriage.
Yeah, he said the right that I pushed hard and I finally got changed to marry couples in the privacy of their bedroom. So this is like, I guess there wasn't in America for hundreds of years, we couldn't get married in our bedrooms. But now, because of Biden, we can get married in your bedroom.
He
So,
pushed hard.
Chrissy,
So has he
you and
been
Frank
marrying
can marry
people?
in your bedroom now. So, there,
Has
congratulations. That.
has he been marrying people in their bedrooms all this time, all these years? Who I didn't even know.
I feel, you know who I feel sorry for are like professional interpreters. You know, let's say they're translating his speech into another language. I mean, what the hell do you do with something like
People
that?
who
I
have
have
to
no
write
idea.
subtitles for him are like, yeah, we're just gonna.
Yeah, it doesn't really even make sense in our language. So I don't know how you would translate that. So, I mean, he's good. He's good for entertainment. And is that? Yeah, I mean, this is what we are. We're kind of a carny culture now, and we all like entertainment. So I guess if you like entertainment, that's the thing. So
But it's like our president should not be a source of entertainment. It should be like someone you respect. Like, what do you think? Is the rest of the world watching him closely now? Do you think they've sort of written him off at this point? It can't be good.
well, at least beforehand, we've had kind of sleazy characters. You know, Bill Clinton was sleazy, but he didn't have dementia. I mean, he would do things like, "Oh, I never knew you considered that sex. Really? If I put my penis in your mouth, that's sex? I didn't know that. Is something I should have done? I didn't know that." So you know,
Yeah.
it was a different type of thing, but at least it was entertaining. He could actually kind of make up stuff. But Biden is just getting pretty pathetic.
What do you think he's going to make it till the end of his term? What do you think's going to happen?
I think they're going to try to replace him. He said he wants to run again in 2024, but God knows if he'll still be alive. I think after the midterms, they may try to tell him that he needs to step down. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think they're going to replace Kamala Harris first. Here's like my
Really? Oh, okay.
conspiracy theory. They'll replace Kamala Harris with that guy in California, Newsom. Is it Gavin?
Oh, yep.
Is that his name, Gavin?
Gavin Newsom, yeah.
Yeah, I get him, Gavin, because that other Gavin, who was that Gavin that did that fake FBI thing?
Gavin McGinnis.
Gavin McGinnis, yeah. And by the way, I didn't like that. Did you like that as a comedian? I didn't know. Where was the punchline? There's no
I
punchline here.
don't know if it was if it was done to be funny. I did not.
It's not funny. You got to
Didn't
have
make me
like a
laugh.
punchline. I don't know. Was he trying to be like, who was that one guy that was on Taxi? Andy Kaufman?
Kaufman. Yeah,
Sometimes I didn't really, is
think
it
he was
really funny to
fucking
make
around.
people,
Yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't seem like he thought it through. I know he's somebody who doesn't really care much what other people think of him. Like he did what he wanted to do, and he probably figured, oh, I'm going away on a break for a while. But I thought it was a really dumb idea because, like, God forbid that ever actually happens to you. It's like, well, now you're the boy who cried SWAT, and people are not going to be as empathetic if it ever, God forbid, happens for real. So
yeah, I wouldn't even care, but as long as there's kind of a joke behind it. But there wasn't a joke. Like he should have done. Don't. You're the expert. This is your craft, but don't you usually have a reveal? Like if you're trying to punk someone,
Something, yeah. I
do a
don't,
practical
you know,
joke, you go through, then you're like, ah, yeah, we're fooling you. But you didn't
right,
do
or
that
let
latter
people
part.
know, or let
Yeah.
people know in some way. But I don't
Yeah.
think he did.
So I didn't know, but no, he's not the one that'll be vice president. That other one, Gavin Newsom, may
Mhm.
be vice president, and then Joe Biden will step down, and then Gavin will be president. That could
Whoa.
happen. I've seen that floating. I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying maybe
So
because I don't know. Because let's face it, and God and Secret Service, if you guys are watching, I'm not wishing this. But God forbid, I don't want this to happen. But would you really be surprised if you heard he stroked out like tonight? I wouldn't. Everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, well we saw that coming." So any day he
so
could
they're gonna
go.
bypass Kamala with Gavin Newsom. You
Well,
think they
she's
would do that?
stupid. She is really stupid. Did you see her having to explain to that radio audience about the war in Ukraine?
Oh my God,
She
no. I mean,
she
this
was
is
like, "Oh well, see, this is it is. There's Russia, and they're a big
oh, right.
country. And then Ukraine's a little country,
Yes, I
and
do
the
remember
big
that.
country." And I know the audience is stupid, so she had to dumb it down. But I think she's kind of dumb too. And I don't know. I mean, there's rumors that she got to the top by having sex with men, and I don't know. I don't know if that's something that's really a good role model for kids and all that too. So
Yeah, I remember that explanation. She's like, "You have a mommy country and a daddy country."
that's
And
it. That's it. Yes, yes, yes. That was she was
I
like
don't know if she
talking.
said that, but like
Yeah,
that's
it was like she's
fascinating.
talking to a 5-year-old. So, well, you've been in the entertainment industry, so have you been Me Too'd and sexually harassed? Besides Frank, I mean.
Have I been Me Too'd, which would mean that like someone accused me of sexually
No, 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 no.
them.
Someone sexually harassed you
Um,
in the industry.
uh,
In the industry, and we want names. We want the names, but no.
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm
No, I mean
sorry.
like
It-
I think every woman like in the entertainment industry is at some point faced with someone but with a situation, but it's like it is up to you to like really set down your boundaries and know how to handle yourself so you're not attracting those kinds of situations. You know, I mean it's easier said than done. But I think like I remember I had a tweet that got me in trouble with a lot of like of the female comics in New York City, like a lot of the feminists, because this was around the time of the Me Too and like the Me Too trend. It might have been 2018 or it might have been earlier than that. It might have been earlier than that. And I said, because there were these women that were all like, "Oh, I got raped, in this basement or whatever at this club." And I tweeted like, "If you have time to get raped, you're not doing enough spots," and that really pissed a lot of people off. But the point behind it was like, if you keep yourself busy and organized and make good choices, like don't get drunk in a basement around a bunch of dudes late at night, you know what I mean? Like you can take steps to make sure you're not in a position to where these things are more likely to happen. But that tweet got me in a lot of trouble with the professional victim squad because you know, God forbid anyone have any self responsibility.
Do you think, like, if you look like Roseanne Barr, it'd be easier not to be like sexually attacked? That would kind of repel sexual
No, because
predators.
even beasts, even like beastly looking women, you know, have cried victim and harassment. So it's really anybody's game, I think. Hold on, we got a super chat from Matthew Hammond. I missed the weekly show with Paul, and Sticks and Hammer 666. I hope it was just time zone issues that stopped the show.
No, it was the Satanism and devil worship that really stopped it. But no, I'm really good friends with Sticks. It was just a time zone issue, and we're still really good friends. And I love Sticks, so it's fine. You know, one of the weird things, and I'm not in show business, but I've done this for a while. It's like when you have a guest, people like my first guest was Tina V. But they always assume like for the rest of your life you're going to have this guest, and if you don't have the guest anymore and you guys do different things, it has to be some drama behind it. And
Mm.
I don't think that's necessarily the case. You know, sometimes it's not like forever. You just do different things. You know, we did a show together, we had a great time, and we left on good terms, did our own thing. So, but I don't know if you've noticed that too. But
Yes, I think it's human nature. It's just you want to have a sense of predictability, especially if you see a guest, you remember a guest, you like a guest, you want to see them again, and then people do like to get wrapped up in, sometimes they create their own fan fiction of like, ooh, there's drama between this person and this person, and sometimes it is fun to follow along like a soap opera. But yeah, sometimes you just don't have them back on, and it's nothing personal.
Yeah. So no, I like Sticks, so there wasn't anything between us.
People have recommended that I get them on my show. I just don't know anything about them.
Who? Who's
I
them?
don't know. Sticks. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
You don't know Sticks? Oh
I don't. People have
wow, Chrissy,
kept
what the
saying like
hell?
everyone's
He's
saying get
a
this person on. I'm like, I have no. I haven't looked
he's
into
a
it yet.
libertarian type. He's
Okay.
pretty good. He does a lot of material. He started out. He got the name because he was a kind of a Satanist, but he doesn't do that anymore. So he's cool. I like him. So, but yeah, he's a great guy, and I like. It's just one of them. Although he's married now, but it's just him that does the show. So,
Okay.
and then we talked before the show. I don't know if this is true. You said they found Santa Claus's grave or something. What the
Yes.
hell?
Yes.
Why are you bringing this up? Why'd you bring this up?
This is really something I should have brought up. Hopefully, if you have children listening to this program, please tuck them in because we're about to get into some adult topics here. The
yeah.
tomb of Santa Claus is found. Burial spot. I wish this came up like in 2 months. That would be perfect in time for Christmas. But the burial spot of St. Nicholas, who died more than 1,600 years ago, is discovered underneath a church in Turkey. Archaeologists have found the tomb of St. Nicholas underneath a Byzantine church in Turkey. The church was built on top of the foundation of a previous basilica that was destroyed in the Middle Ages by the rising sea levels in the Mediterranean. Oh, sounds like climate change. Experts conducted work at the site in 2017 when they found gaps under the newer church's floor and spent the past few years carefully removing the mosaic flooring to reveal the ancient foundation. St. Nicholas, who lived between 270 and 343, is most famous for inheriting money that he gave away to the poor and is the inspiration behind the holiday story of Santa Claus.
Did you ever write Santa Claus as a little girl?
Write him letters?
Yes.
If I did, I don't remember it.
Well, I did when I was a kid because I wanted a little brother, and I remember I wrote to Santa.
Oh,
And I
how
said,
old were you when you were asking?
I don't know. It's like my brother's like 3 years younger than me now. Oh, he's on YouTube. He's actually huge on YouTube. But I wrote him. I wrote Santa the letter, and then I got a letter back from Santa.
No way.
Yeah, and he said, "Send your mommy to me."
Oh no. Oh boy.
And then I got a little brother. So, but now Santa's dead, so that's
I
sad.
one time, I don't know if I was like snooping or what, but I remember finding a Santa suit in one of my dad's like drawers. And
Drawers, as in like
a
furniture or
drawer.
pants. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a drawer.
Ah, okay.
I sometimes say
We're not
drawer, and I
we're
sometimes say
not doing
drawer.
it. We're not doing a Joe Biden thing here. No, not a Joe Biden thing.
I never wrote letters to Santa, and I also like, I don't know, the sense was growing up like really not to ask for anything because it was like kind of frowned upon. Like if you ask your parents for something specific for Christmas, it's like you're kind of putting a price on what you think, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, I was very much raised with this like don't ask for shit, like you know what I mean? Like you're going to be putting your parents out financially, so just don't ask anything. Whatever you get, be happy for.
Well, now, if you could have anything, what would you have for Christmas this year? If you could have anything.
Anything? Ooh. Oh my God, it'd be cool to like be able to afford a house.
Oh, I was giving you the opening. You should have said, "I just want I'd have eternal happiness for my fiance," or
Oh,
something
right.
like that. So you could then you can tell me really what you want. A house, huh? House.
Right. What I want is happiness for my fiance.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Okay, so here we go. The Discovery Support claims that St. Nicholas lived and died in Turkey, and the team also announced that the same stone flooring found hiding beneath layers of sediment was also walked upon by the Christian figure Demiraren, news agency reports. Okay, interesting. So this is the Byzantine church. It was built over the ancient foundation. It was a place of wow. So that's so neat. So they kind of carved it away, and they found this. That's really neat.
Oh,
Maybe.
I was thinking we'd see like a skeleton with a red hat on, and
Oh, yeah.
maybe
I was
the
expecting more
skeleton of
colorful.
reindeer and stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
Wow. That's neat.
That is, but it's not like, because when they said if they found his grave, I was thinking like King Tut. You go in there
Right.
and you find a mummy and all that type of stuff. So
I wanted to
uh,
see a mummy with a beard and a red hat.
I know in the little reindeer, because the Egyptians used to bury their cats too. Well, they actually buried,
Oh,
if the pharaoh died, they'd bury their wives with them. So they kind of
like
suck if you're the
like
wife.
if
Yeah.
you're still alive, they bury you
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah. You'd be buried alive. Like, so if Frank died, he'd be plopped in the pyramid, but you'd be put in there too, even though you're
Do
alive.
I
So
do I get like do I get to bring a book in there? Do I have a book light? Like, what do I have snacks? Like, what is it
I,
like?
I don't know, because how long would you live? And I don't know, because they did provide food for your journey on your death. So I don't know how long you would live. That would be uncomfortable, and then where do
Yeah.
you go to the restroom? You got to be respectful. So there's a lot of logistical problems. I don't know how they overcame.
Yeah. Look, there he is.
Yeah, that kind of looks like him. That kind,
Mhm.
a little thinner, but yeah, I
Yeah,
kind of
not
seen that.
not as rotund as the lore would have you believe.
Yeah, what was that movie last year? Remember, got everyone all excited. It was that. Oh, who's that? That lady I don't really like. What'd you say? Oh, Santa Inc. Did you see that? I hated that movie. Did you see that movie?
I don't know if I've seen it.
Well, it's probably good that you didn't see that. So, and
So Saint Nicholas, who lived between 270 and 343, is most famous for inheriting money that he gave away to the poor. But specifically, the story of how he gifted 3 girls with bags of gold to save them from a life of prostitution. Isn't that nice? So Santa really was trying to save these girls from OnlyFans.
yeah, from being e-thoughts. So that
Yeah,
is, yeah.
that's pretty neat.
Yeah, so, oh, that Santa Inc. on Rotten Tomatoes, they got 4% audience score. That is pretty bad.
That is bad.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay,
so
so Santa, who is famous for gift giving and charity to the poor, was born in the village of Patara to wealthy parents who died in an epidemic and left their son a large fortune. As a devout Christian, St. Nicholas followed Jesus' teaching of selling all worldly possessions and giving to the poor, and that is what he did. However, these ideas are not presented in historical documents and have been shared in stories. He did become Bishop of Myra in the 4th century, but was imprisoned shortly after by the Roman Emperor Diocletian. I can't say this word. At a time when Christians were persecuted and then released under the rule of Constantine the Great. Records do show that Nicholas was buried at the church built in his name. However, his body's exact whereabouts has always been a mystery. Ooh.
well, they found it now. So, well, that's good. Yeah, I looked it up. It was Sarah Silverman and Seth Rogen that did the
Oh, I
Santa
think I
Inc.
did. I think I did see that.
Yeah, I don't think they're Christians though. I don't know.
No.
That was a strange thing for them to do. But
Yeah, I remember it got horrible reviews.
yeah,
It went sort of viral in a bad way.
yeah, they made her like the elf, so,
Yeah.
whatever. But we won't get into that because I don't want to start a Kanye thing. So I'm not going to do that.
We don't wanna Kanye ourselves.
No, I just think it's, I love the Jewish people. I'm happy they could break into Hollywood, finally get some roles. So I'm happy to see that. So
Do
I
you
am for
think
that.
Kanye is being and I've talked to, all kinds of different peeps on this Kanye subject, but, do you feel like he is purposely misunderstood, or do you feel like he's genuinely a little nuts?
Well, I think a little both. I think he's a strange guy. I don't really know much about him because I'm older. Well, I guess I shouldn't say I'm older. I'm old. So I didn't even know who he was for the longest time. I didn't know about the Kardashians. I didn't even know what they do. Like Kim Kardashian, I still don't know what she does. What does she do? Is she an actress? Is she
She
a
owns
comedian?
an
She has a
underwear
big butt,
company
right? Is that something? Or
called Skims. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of background noise from you, Rams. I don't know if
oh,
it's
I'm sorry.
your mic is picking up like a ton of background noises.
Oh, let me
Uh,
see if I can hit the
okay.
fix this. Sorry about that. It's usually pretty good. Let me see. I'll try to do the default
It just gets
test.
distracting when I hear like other voices and then my ADD takes over. But yeah, Kim Kardashian, she famous for a sex tape with Ray J back in the day. Then was friends with Paris Hilton. Then her kind of momager Kris Jenner basically took over her career. And yeah, now that everyone in the family's had like a ton of plastic surgery and they're all like multimillionaires. And
Right, and they
and yeah,
had that one guy that became a girl, right? Caitlyn Jenner.
oh yes, Caitlyn, of course.
All right. See, I didn't even know what all these people did.
And
So
then so Kanye was married to Kim for a few years. They have 4 kids together. So yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts. Like, we don't have to delve into the topics that he's getting in trouble for, but like, what's your general consensus? Like your thoughts on Kanye? Is he purposely misunderstood? Do you think he might actually be a little nuts? Or something
um
between?
I don't know him that well. I don't sometimes people look at people like that like they're Morgan Freeman, they're very wise or something, and I don't see him necessarily being that wise or brilliant. I don't have anything against the guy though, so it's hard for me to
Okay.
say. And yeah, so but yeah, he did get into a lot of trouble. So, and we don't want to get into trouble. So, and is the background noise better?
It is a little better. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
I was actually looking at Skims like earlier today because a friend was telling me like, oh, that some of the things are actually like pretty good. Like they suck you in and make you look snatched, as they say. So I was like on the Skims website earlier.
oh, is
Yeah.
that her designer line or whatever?
Yeah, that's her like her underwear site. Okay, I want to talk about this. Climate activists toss soup all over a famous Van Gogh sunflowers painting and glue themselves to gallery wall. And we're left thinking, yeah, what the heck did Van Gogh do to hurt the climate? Who knows? Climate activists from the group Just Stop Oil threw a can of tomato soup over Vincent van Gogh's famous sunflowers painting before gluing themselves to the wall below the painting at London's National Gallery on Friday. Video footage of the moment 2 young protesters wearing Just Stop Oil t-shirts tossed the red liquid at the priceless masterpiece has gone viral, garnering nearly 5 million views in a matter of hours. Let me see if I can click it a little bit. Oh,
Security.
oh. Like, you would think that this painting would have like a protective layer over it, you know?
I think it does. I think it did. So I
Okay,
don't think it's ruined. So that's
not
good.
ruined.
No.
So now they're putting the super glue on their hands, and then I guess they glued themselves to the wall. Yeah, okay, here is.
What is worth more, art or life? Is it worth more than food? Worth more than justice? Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people? The cost of living crisis is part of the cost of oil crisis. Fuel is unaffordable to millions of cold, hungry families. They can't even afford to heat a tin of soup.
To answer her question, I think some art is worth more than some life.
I
Like
agree. And you
like
notice
I would rather have this painting than this chick.
yeah, why don't they go after modern art? You ever notice that? They never go after modern art. My theory is because some people wouldn't know the difference. They could
Because
deface it and people like, oh, well, this is how it's supposed to be.
because modern art sucks and everybody knows it, but we can't
Right.
talk about it.
Right. So that's what they do. I don't know. They just come off like spoiled, privileged brats. Um,
Yeah. I think these are probably a couple of communication or psychology majors here.
yeah, they're from a wealthy family. They're not going to face jail time.
Right.
You know, they're one of these between their gap year between going to, university or job. They're going to Thailand for a year to find themselves and all that bullshit, So they don't really have to do anything in their lives, and they just come across as real pretentious. And yeah, I think they should be whipped like in the remember Pushy Riot? They did that thing in Russia, and the Cossacks came out and whipped them. That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I loved Pushy Riot being whipped by the Cossacks because they're going to cause trouble. They whipped them, and that stopped it.
Yeah, I guess we were correct. The painting, which is estimated value of $84.2 million, was reportedly not damaged due to the glass covering, though the frame had some minor damage. So the frame had some soup damage, and apparently both activists have been arrested.
Yeah, but will they get any real penalty? I doubt it. Yeah. So no. I don't like that sort of thing. I don't understand. I mean, I know they do it to get attention, but
yeah, maybe they're
silly.
friends with Greta Thunberg. Maybe they're in the same group chat.
our famous autistic dropout that advises everyone on energy policy. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, people who have like been in like just working in the real world for any amount of time, like I think just have no patience for this. Like activism is like the laziest pursuit. I don't know. I think most of it is just completely pointless.
Yeah, it's just a way for them to get out there, and they're doing something that the entire establishment supports, right? So it's not like they're taking a real risk here.
No,
all the governments, the media, they support it. They may say, "Oh, maybe you shouldn't have done it that way," but we're sympathetic. And then everyone goes, "Oh, you're so brave to take this stand for our planet. Thank you." And they're like, "Yes, I know, but I care so much." And then all their damn clothes and their hair dye she has. They're all petroleum-based products, so what the hell? And they're idiots, and it's easy to do something like this and be in the real world. And if they think there's real issues, they should figure out real solutions. And the solution is not throwing a can of beans on a painting. And I hate this sort of thing. It's just crazy.
Cool. Same. From NVIDIA, different outfit for each stream. Oh, that's me because I changed my shirt. Thank you for noticing. Hell's Only, thank you for the $5 super chat. Matthew Hammond, Biden stomps for Fetterman, October 28th. Gaffes galore.
That would be, I think, a great podcast you could have if you could have Biden and Fetterman on at the same time. I would pay big bucks to watch that. That would be hilarious. Could you imagine those two like talking or trying to talk to each other? That would be great. I would definitely be behind that.
Yeah, it's like Fetterman had a stroke and is cognitively and probably motor impaired. But
Yes.
if you mention anything, you're being ableist. Meanwhile, like if it was somebody on the right that had a stroke and was not fit for office, the left would be all over that saying unfit. So it's just.
Well, you should be ableist. I think we need able people that have the ability to do a job. And why we don't do this for sports. If someone's in a wheelchair, we say, well, they should be able to play in the National Football League. It's not fair. Yeah, the guy can't run or walk, but he can kind of crawl out there. So why not? And no, people want to tolerate that. Why should we tolerate that for the most important things in our lives? Our government, supposedly, we won't tolerate that for entertainment. But we tolerate it for politics. And I feel sorry for the guy. I mean, have a stroke.
Yeah.
I don't wish him ill, but if he can't talk, he has to use a computer to try to get everything through. And who knows what he really knows. And then you have Biden. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Do you think Biden could just sit down right now and have a discussion with us?
No.
I don't think he could.
Think he would probably resort to like old talking points. He probably could not listen and actually react and be present and focus.
And he would get mad and stomp off probably.
Yeah, and I think he's got clones. I think he's got like several different copies of himself, whether they're lookalikes or what. But I know there's definitely copies. From K-Max, Chrissy, could Ramzpaul be a guest on Simcast? I think he has good dating and female advice. Way too many incels out there need Ram's advice. Oh, really? Is this true? Are you?
K-Max, I was just talking about you before the show. And I was saying, should I say what I told you,
You
Chrissy?
should. It's funny.
I
Yeah.
said if I think it'd make K Max's day if you and I hooked up and you had my baby. I mean, that would I think K Max would love that because
Oh,
he loves both of us, and I love K Max. I know K Max loves you, Chrissy, and I love K Max. He's a great supporter of mine. He's a great
K-Max is
supporter of you.
great.
Yeah. So, but no, sorry, sorry, K Max. I got Sasha and Chrissy's got Frank. So, but who knows? But
Okay, but if there are any women listening that are having trouble finding a man, like what would you tell them? What
Do
advice
do
would you
wo- do women have troubles finding men? Is that a thing? Because I always heard
I
it's
think
like
some
men
do.
can't because all you women are so picky. You only get us top 1%, and otherwise, that's the thing. I hear that like all these guys. Oh, you got to be the top, unless you're like Tom Brady and a millionaire and look like him. You're not going to get a girl. And then literally, I'm in Shasha's apartment a year ago. A guy named Bubba. I'm not joking. Bubba lived 2 houses down. And Bubba rarely wore his shirt. He wasn't very thin, and he always had a girl around. So I don't
Yeah.
know. It happens, and but you've heard. What do you think about that? Do you think it's men don't really have a chance because you women just want to share the same guys?
No, I think that's like I think talking in generalizations like doesn't actually help somebody who needs help. You can always find an exception to the rule. Like if a guy or a girl truly is having trouble finding someone and really wants to get serious and like get married, I think telling that person, well, it's probably hopeless because like 80% of women are going to the top 20% of men, like that actually doesn't help that person. So I would say like start from where you are. Like where are you going to try to meet men or women? Like are you what apps you on, but also what real life places are you frequenting? Like what is your like I would critique. I'd be like, how are you approaching people, or are you not approaching people? Like what are you wearing? Let's figure out your look. Like are you giving off the wrong vibe? Are you coming on too strong? Are you not coming on strong enough? So really I would just need to sit down and but like yeah, it depends. So I would just say you need to try everything and not let rejection get you down. And think about the kind of person you want and what values they have, and then think about where that person is hanging out.
Yeah, but and you can't want something like I want a trad girl who's also into cosplay and real freaky in bed. This is probably not going to happen.
I mean, those people exist. If you really did want to meet, right, you have to think like what's more important. Like you could probably find somebody like that, go hang out at like an Exotica or like an AVN convention or something like that.
But also being trad, so they have to be in a wheat field type of thing. See that it gets hard when you want both of those. So you got to
Yeah,
decide
I
what
would
you
say
want.
don't get bogged down by like very specific like wants. Like sure, you can like write down your list, um, but then also be willing to like completely throw that away for like the right person.
Yeah, that it is an interesting thing though. That is for sure. So, but that's a lot of the guys now are into. Have you noticed there's this whole incel community, which I don't really quite understand. Um, but because everything now we have the internet, everything's a community, and I don't even know what incel means anymore. Like Nick Fuentes, oh, I'm an incel, and I'm like, well, you could have girls because he definitely, but he's not interested in women. So
I
is
don't
he really an incel
Yeah,
then?
I think the like labeling a group of people incels, like I know guys, like I'm friends with guys who are like probably still virgins, and or just haven't had that many like sexual experiences. But it's not because like they're hateful trolls who live on the internet. It's like they might be a little socially awkward. They might be like bogged down by hearing about like how toxic and how horrible it is to be a man for the last, I don't know, 15 years. Like they might just be sort of beaten down by life. There's not anything like wrong with them per se. It's just when you're told that your type, like white dudes are bad, guys who aren't particularly successful or charismatic are like there's so much labeling going on that I just don't think is helpful.
Yeah, it is. It is a strange thing, and it I don't really care for it. There is that kind of strain of, and I like to make fun of women because they're fun to make fun of, but there is some misogyny that's kind of real. I don't know if you've noticed that, and I don't. I think it's an interesting phenomenon. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. Maybe not.
Yeah, I do. And sometimes you're like, is this person misogynistic, or they just don't like me, or they're jealous, or I don't know, they remind me of like a girl who dumped them in high school. There's a lot going on. This is a great suggestion from JG. Get a job at Target. Tons of ladies there picking up crap they don't need. That's a great place to meet women, Target.
Yeah. Well, or sometimes they're just trolling. They just want to get a reaction, like women need to be kept in cages. And, they just want to see you get upset. So,
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to take more than that. Okay, from Hell's Only. Oh, thanks for the $5. Veronuk. Gingers are hot. True.
yes,
Thank you. And soulless.
true.
Hot and soulless. Do you find there's like a lot of misogyny? Or do you feel like it's a real problem?
Yeah, but, it's understandable in a way though, because I don't want to shit on men or women because I can see both their point of views. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I've never had an issue because I guess I don't care. But I can see a lot of guys that get really. See, here's the thing with the guy: if you're young, you have to work hard, just trying to make it by. But then if you're a girl with big boobs, you can make $1 million a month on OnlyFans, and a lot of guys get pissed off about that. And I guess I can see that.
Because they can make money easily. And do you think why? Because is the type of guy that gets pissed at that, upset because they feel like it's their position or it's their duty to like be the financial breadwinner or whatever, and they don't like seeing that a woman can kind of provide that for themselves.
Well, I think they think that women have it on easy mode in life if they're young and pretty. They don't have it as hard
But
as
that
men do.
eventually wears off, and you could
Yeah.
squander all your cash, and then like everyone like no matter what your state in, or like you could have it easier as like a young hot chick, but then you get older and you didn't make the right choices, you didn't set yourself up well, and then you're older and you're surly and you're kind of fucked. Whereas like a guy who takes longer to get going, maybe his 20s and 30s are kind of rough, but then he's crushing it, in his older years. So I don't know. I think every person has their time of having like maybe an unfair advantage versus another group.
I really do think that's true because like girls in their 20s will probably have it easier than guys in their 20s. But men, let's say that are successful in their 40s, they have it a lot easier than women in their 40s.
Yeah. I think it's your job to figure out, okay, where are my advantages? Be them like, deserved or undeserved. And it's like, how do you take advantage of your basically the things you have going for you? And how do you work on your weak spots? Because there's also like women who are like super good looking who have a hard time being like taken seriously or whatever, which probably to some guys is like, oh, it's not a real problem. But okay. I feel like you have a lot of echo going on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Do you have what kind of microphone are you using?
I just have because I had my girlfriend, her father had a medical emergency today, so I'm not in my usual studio. So I just have my camera here, and so yeah, I should probably get a better microphone. So apologize for that, guys.
Sorry to microphone shame you. Okay, I want to talk about this. Ulta Beauty, they came out with this I guess it was a commercial today. It had to be like maybe it's yesterday's this week. Ulta Beauty turns off comments, stands by offensive transgender video that triggered boycott calls. So there's a video here featuring this, I guess, trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney. I'm gonna play a little bit of it here. Boy, I don't understand why. And I got upset too because I tweeted out initially, I'm like, well, I guess Sephora's gonna get all my money now because this shit turns me off so much. But then somebody in my comments was like, yeah, Sephora did this a couple years ago. Like, I really want to play this video. Have you seen it, Rams?
I haven't, so I will comment
Okay.
on it.
Okay. I'm gonna play it. I found it on their Instagram. Again, like, do not mind trans people generally, but like the fact that Ulta is like going out of their way. So this campaign is called Trans Girls Can Do It All. And this is Dylan Mulvaney.
Now I know I can find love. I know I can still be a performer. I know that I can have a family. I want to be a mom one day, and I absolutely can. And that's why the narrative still has a long way to go, because when I was grieving boy Dylan, I didn't know those things were even accessible to me.
And it's like, dude, I don't know. It makes me upset because you're kind of trivializing what it means to be a woman, and it's like you can just throw on a costume. And this person has also done videos like, "Oh, I carried around a bunch of tampons today. Like day 75 of being a girl, I carried around a bunch of tampons. I don't even know what they're for." And it's like you're totally trivializing what it means to be a woman. And then I look at a company like Ulta or Sephora or whatever, and it's like, do they actually think that they're going to make more money appealing to this demographic? Because it's like women have a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I think women are willing to spend a significant, maybe just speaking from my own perspective, because it's like I'm on camera all the time. Like, I spend a lot of money on fucking skincare and makeup, and like, because it's part of my job. And it's like I see something like that. It's like, really, Ulta, you think you're gonna make more money appealing to this demographic than you would appealing to like regular biological women who like our whole since fucking childhood it's been kind of ingrained, like, right, the skincare regimen, the makeup, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, you're gonna just jump the shark and try to basically like pander to trans women. I don't know, to me it just seems like a dumb business decision, but maybe it's a decision that's not based on making money. It's maybe it's simply just virtue signaling, and it's for their fucking ESG score. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. It does come across sort of like blackface, it'd be like if I put on blackface, I pretend to be a black guy, and that'd come across as offensive. And so I think the same thing. So yeah, I'm not into all of that. I'll be diplomatic.
You are. I appreciate it. Okay. It's a company podcast titled The Beauty of Girlhood with Dylan Mulvaney. Featured biologically male trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney and host David Lopez, a gender fluid hairdresser, speaking about female issues. Like, I think this pisses a lot of women off. Like, you're speaking about female issues. It's like, what the fuck do you know? And I see women in the comments like, yeah, I pushed out 2 kids. Like, I've I feel like you're just trivializing what it means to be a woman. You can't just slap on a dress and be like, I get it. When the content sparked an onslaught of backlash, Ulta turned off comments on its YouTube and Instagram accounts and hid dozens of angry replies from it. So this is good. It's not just me who's pissed off at this.
Yeah, and could I hear her again, just real quick?
Okay. Let me put this on. Okay.
Just real quick. I just want to hear something.
Okay.
Now I know I can find love. I know I can still be a performer.
All right, that's enough.
I can have a family.
That's quite enough.
Why is she not talk? Why does she talk like this? Why is she talking like a gay guy? Oh my God, this is so funny. Oh God, see, that's not how women talk. That's a gay guy talk, right?
It's a caricature. Yeah, you're like doing.
Well, because they
like,
doing
they're
doing the
be
list.
like a little girl, like pretending to sound like, I guess, a little girl would sound. I don't know.
Well, she's coming across as a homosexual man, how she's talking, because it's like, oh my God, did you see him? Oh, he's so hot, so cute. It's not genuine. It's not like a genuine voice, and that's what's it comes across as a caricature, not real. And so even if you want to try to say you're a woman, women don't act like that. Or she, don't want to get you in trouble. She's acting like a gay man in a dress.
And so Ulta Beauty responded, the premise of the beauty of is to feature conversations that widen the lens surrounding traditional beauty standards. We believe beauty is for everyone. Ugh. And while we recognize some conversations we host will challenge perspectives and opinions, we believe constructive dialogue is one important way to move beauty forward. The intersectionality of gender identity is nuanced, something David and Dylan acknowledge themselves within the episode, regardless of how someone identifies. It's just so blah to see this. Of course, a store that sells makeup is going to say beauty is for everyone. It's like, no, we want to sell the most products. It's like, dude, but you're turning off huge swaths of your customer base when you do this.
Yeah, it is strange. But again, maybe they think their customer base wants to virtue signal. I don't know.
Right,
Oh,
right.
like, oh, how brave. And so I'll buy that.
Right. Maybe they're thinking like, okay, well, we're probably not going to lose that much business because we want the business of the women who like to feel like exactly they're spending money on a company that virtue signals. And oh my God, they used your example. So you'd have a white man in blackface advertise your products then, one person questioned.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even see that.
That's awesome. Some great minds think alike. Is that respecting everyone? Because it sure looks like a slap in the face to your primarily female customer base to have this insulting caricature of womanhood represent you. I won't shop with you again. Dylan seems desperate to monetize. I guess this is shit. Another hidden reply said, not sure why Ulta would go on board. He's doing a mockery of women, won't be spending another dime with you. Damn, people are pissed. We are trying to point out that Mulvaney's entire social media presence is a mockery of womanhood and firmly grounded in harmful sex stereotypes, someone else posted. And also that it's very creepy for an adult male to keep calling himself a girl. Excellent point. Two adult men talking about their experiences with girlhood, someone wrote in a reply that is now hidden by Ulta. Please explain the difference between woman face and black face because I can't see one. Wow, woman face is the perfect term for it. Again, like trans people, do your thing, but the way that they are promoting this person is like so tone deaf. It's so dumb. And I like the comparison to blackface, but oh no, it's not the same at all. Corn Pop,
No.
thanks for the $1.99. Thoughts, Ramzpaul?
Yeah. Why can't you identify as black if you're white?
Yeah, what's her face did it? What the
Yeah,
heck
but
was her name?
they came down on her
Rachel
hard though.
Dolezal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why can't you though? I mean, if you can be trapped in the wrong body sex wise, why not racial wise, right? In fact, it probably makes more sense to identify as a different race than it does a different sex because it's more fundamental sexes than race. So
I think it's like, and then people aren't upset that we're seeing trans people. It's people are upset that this trans dude or that this dude is explaining to us what it's like to be a girl. That's what I have the issue with. From K-Max, Chrissy, I am cynical about the Amaranth crying video. Do your Rams feel it is a fake thing for more views and donations? Is it genuine? Would love to hear a take on it. We talked about this on Simpcast this past Sunday, and the girls, and we kind of came to the determination that like she didn't just like wake up in this abusive marriage. It's like, again, like yes, it sucks, and the phone calls that I heard did not seem healthy or respectful. But again, like it's your job to set your own boundaries, and if you are in an abusive situation, to like work to try to get yourself out of it. And it seems pretty toxic. It seems like this girl is, again, like, you're live streaming this, I think, to elicit a response in men, like to elicit a primal kind of protective type response in men, but it's also the same men that like are throwing you money and like maybe are, have feelings for you on the internet. So I think she's being a little bit manipulative, while at the same time, like, it doesn't look like she's in a healthy situation.
yeah, I don't know about. I don't keep up with these e-thoughts, so I don't even know who she is. But is she an OnlyFans
She is
thing?
on OnlyFans, but she's also a Twitch person.
Okay.
She's a redhead as well.
Does she
She's
do
gorgeous.
anything, or she
She makes,
just?
I think she makes over $1 million a month. I think between like OnlyFans and Twitch.
Does she do anything, or is it just like prostitution she does?
I think she's just in a bikini mostly.
Okay, so and um, yeah,
Sometimes she's in a hot tub.
well,
She
I
has a
guess.
wide range. She's got a real like range of talent. Sometimes she's in a hot tub. Sometimes she's in a chair in her room.
Oh yeah, okay, and drinking champagne or whatever. Uh, the thing is, I would assume stuff that is real personal, you should keep off the internet, and you wouldn't really try to be promoting it. And when people promote it on the internet, I'm always a little bit skeptical. Hey, I'm a cynical person, and I just sometimes wonder, like say, like you see these funny videos on YouTube, or someone's walking and they fall down, or something funny happens to them. I'm always like, why was the camera on them in the first place? Is this real or is it staged? So
Mhm.
I'm always cynical about why would they bring this out into public and just instead of
Right.
keeping it private. So I don't know her. I couldn't recognize her if you showed her to me. I don't know anything about it, but it seems like if she's having real marital problems, it would be behind the scenes, not in front of the camera. And once you get in front of the camera for something like that, you start to wonder, is this a trying to manipulate people?
Yeah.
And
What's the game plan here?
yeah, exactly. So I know if I had a personal issue, I wouldn't bring it in on camera. I don't know if you would do that with Frank. I just don't see
No, I
that
would
as
be so embarrassed to like live stream or like air any kind of like, because that's like all we have is like our intimacy, and like if you literally put everything
right.
out in public, it's like, what do you have for yourself? And like that to me is so sad, like not having anything that's just private for you.
Right. There's got to be some things you don't sell. Like you could probably make money doing that. Like, oh, if you think Frank's right, send $10 to Frank, or and then $10 to me, and then you could just
Mhm.
stage it that way, and it may work. But it's really, I don't like it. It seems kind of dirty. I don't even like some people. They really like to get into their personal life and I guess it kind of. I guess it's a business model that pays. Going back to what we talked about earlier with Ethan Ralph, he's big on that. He's always likes to get everything out in the public and fights and personal stuff. And I don't know. To me, I'm old school. I don't really care for that sort of thing.
Yeah, because now you're introducing like a performative element to your fights, which are
Right.
messy, which are don't make sense sometimes. Sometimes you each have to repeat each other a lot. Sometimes you have to go to therapy together. Sometimes you have to unearth some like deep trauma from your childhood that you might not even be conscious of. And I just don't think everybody needs to see that process.
But it is entertaining, so I guess people can, get money off of it. But I just think that's crossing the line. But that's just me.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
again, if you're both like in on it, like this is what we're doing, we're airing our dirty laundry together, and we're both in on it, then like, yeah, go for it. Juan Gutierrez, Chrissy, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, thank you, Juan. I will even forgive the grammatical error. Corn Bob, lol, Nvidia, yeah, audio only. Oh, do you mean like in regards to like the fights? Yeah. Okay. It's just so funny that like that you are like aware of Ethan Ralph. I would figure that you would be like I don't know, like above it, I guess, or not. Of all the people to like who are like internet dramatic, you're like, oh yeah, I don't know about Amaranth, but I know about Ethan Ralph.
Yeah, I know. There's some characters I know. I like Ethan. I've been on his show, but he's kind of like a World Wrestling Federation type.
Yeah.
So you never know what's real and what's for the
I
drama.
if
And
he is genuinely brain damaged from all these fights that he gets into, then I feel really bad because then it's like he kind of needs help, and maybe the internet is taking advantage.
well, I did feel bad for that one guy the internet used to pick on for years. Chris Chan. Are you familiar with him?
I've heard of them.
He
They
would. I
like
felt bad
put that
about him because
on.
he really had autism, and
Mhm.
this went years ago, and they just started to really make fun of him and everything. And I felt kind of bad because he's got a mental condition.
Yeah.
So even though he's kind of weird, but Yeah, that's how the internet is. And the internet, they like to gang up on people, and it's sort of the dark side of humanity. So like, oh, we're all going to hate this person today, so let's all attack them. And it's a weird thing of human psychology. I'm kind of the opposite. I always kind of feel sorry for who's ever being picked on, but a lot of people, they like to gang up on someone. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. What is coming up for you, Ramzpaul? Like, what does the future hold? What do you want to be when you grow up? Like, what are we working on? What are we excited and hopeful about right now?
Well, besides my OnlyFans coming out soon, I got
Only
that coming.
Rams.
It's only Rams. Yes, only Rams. Uh, no, I'm just going to do more videos. I plan to. I have my Gumroad. We do a lot of stuff on there where we do. We have a book club we're starting this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have roundtables. So just having a lot of good time doing my videos. And I have my daily show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central. We go over the news, and it's a lot of fun. And I like to be on shows like you too. So I've really enjoyed being on your show. And I feel bad if there was mic problems. I really do feel about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So that was my fault, audience. It wasn't Chrissie's fault. So, and she's really sweet. I like her. So
Oh, shucks.
yeah. So that's kind of where I am now, and it's really been fun having you on my show. And
This
I
is
hope
my
you
show.
is what?
This was my show.
Whose show?
This is my show. You're on my show.
That's what I'm saying. It's fun having you on your show. Or did I say
Oh,
that?
I think you said it was really fun having you on my show.
Well, I've had you on my show, and that was fun too.
Okay.
But it's fun being on your show. Yeah, I'm not trying to take your show. I'm not trying to take your show. So it's fun being on. It's fun being on your show, and I hope you do well in your stand-up comedy thing. I would love to go watch you one day, and I'll say I know that girl. And
Yes,
so that'd be
definitely.
good.
I'm going to be in Connecticut, and then Orlando, Florida, and then Jersey. So I don't know if any of that is near where you're at.
No, but one day our paths were crossed.
Okay.
I'm a hillbilly in the Arkansas, but if you ever happen to
Oh,
be in this area,
Arkansas. Okay. I was in Little Rock last year. I got to go back
oh, if
there.
you ever do, and I'll come see you. I really would love
And
to see you.
now I have to come on your show so that the
I will have you on my show, and I encourage everyone to watch your material. It's good, and I like you. I think you have a good heart, and uh,
Oh.
despite making fun of Ethan Ralph's mother, no, you didn't do that.
Oh my God. It was such a misunderstanding.
Yes. So I guess everyone has stuff like that, but that was a weird episode.
It
I
was
will
weird.
always
It
remember,
was
but
fun.
you got to remember, people remember that. So in a way, he did you a favor, right?
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. I believe
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Everybody follow Ramzpaul. Tell the people again where they can follow you.
Well, on YouTube, Ramzpaul, and on Twitter, Ramzpaul, and oh, geez, I'm up to 86,000 on Twitter now. Keep growing there.
Hey.
Keep growing there. So they come say hi. I have a talent of pissing people off. That's what I do well. I don't try to. My whole life, I piss people off. So,
I
and
wonder why. What's your sign?
a Gemini. What's your sign?
Frank is a Gemini. He also
Is
was
he?
good at that. Yeah, it's
Yes, we have that dual nature. So yes.
yeah, it has something to do with being like perceptive and also like honest and like you can figure people out right away.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
just
cool.
ornery, but yeah, well, thank you for having me on. It's been a lot of fun, and yeah, it was. Luckily I had to cancel my show today because of my girlfriend. Her father had a heart attack, so we went to the
Oh my
hospital. All
gosh.
that, yeah, but he's
He's
doing
gonna be
okay.
okay.
I think so. He's in the hospital now, but so I was able to get on this. I'm like, no, I'm doing Chrissy's show because I love what Chrissy's doing. So got to be on
Aw.
her show. So thank you for all you do, and thank you for having me on.
Anytime.
And next time I will get in my studio and have a better mic for you, and then we'll go
Oh.
forward in there.
Okay, we'll have to do this again sometime. Thank you to the chat for all your questions and comments. And until next time, bye.